like this layout, but like this, if anybody has anything interesting to say, then they can go ahead and do it. Alright. Um, it's really hard to see what's going on the screen with this. I'm probably gonna die. Or I can just rest here at the bonfire. So there's a certain word that people like to use when they want to describe the development process of certain games they might not like. That word is lazy, and I don't like to use that word at all. I don't like that word, especially when it's not used in the proper context. And in the case of Tekken 7, it's not being used in the proper context, in case anybody has the audacity to call it lazy. However, that does not mean that I am not particularly underwhelmed by the amount of content that the game got in the final release. Um, Now, if you're the type of person that only cares about the fighting game, like the characters and their moves and the move properties and competitive scene, just going to tournaments, obviously you won't care much about that. And in that regard, in terms of gameplay of the game, then I'd say it's one of the most interesting Tekkens there is, or rather it's a pretty solid game. I do have some gripes in regards to backdashes and sidesteps having been reduced its effectiveness, because they're shorter or have less evasive properties. But nevertheless, it's a very good game with a very interesting and lively roster, with a lot of variety of styles as well, even though it revolves around kind of the same. Like every character has the same fundamental tools and fundamentals to play Tekken, and it's great and whatnot, so that's fine. But when I played not Tekken 7, Tekken for the first time, I didn't particularly have anybody to play with because I played Tekken 3 and there was no online there. I know there are some weird nigger rigged versions of online for Tekken 3, but no, at the high taste. But at the time, no, there was no such thing. So I had to rely on the single player content. When I look at a fighting game, I don't see just a fighting game. I don't see just the tournaments and whatnot. I see what the fighting game can be more than that, because it is a video game. I mean, I know that you're not going to make like a chess game have like volleyball as like a mini game on the side. You don't have to play volleyball every time you try to checkmate the king and kill the king, something like that. But that's a board game. That's different. It's a video game. It's a digital thingy. You can do more than that, and Tekken did that. I think the Tekken team had a different vision for the game, and in Tekken 3 all the way to Tekken, well, even to now, they made it so that Tekken was something more than just a fighting game. So they had Tekken Ball in Tekken 3, also Tekken Force, and those modes were they took the fighting from the fighting game, right? They took the fighting and they applied it in new scenarios, new situations, where it was innovative, but you were still playing Tekken, right? Tekken Force was sick. That's what I'm saying. You were still playing Tekken. You weren't playing an FPS game, even though Lars with a gun is pretty funny to see. And I mean, I don't see a reason why that can't be reused again in some cool way. I liked how they did that. It was funny, but it was also fun in a certain way. Yeah, single player from Tekken 5 where you'd play as Jin, Devil Within. There you go. That's another way of looking at. Well, in that case, it wasn't really. Yeah, it wasn't so much of a fighting game then. You weren't playing really Tekken 5 when you play that, but it was still interesting. It was actually I'm glad they put that in. It was like I like video games in general, not just fighting games. I'm not like one of those tryhards. I go I mean I don't want to call people tryhards, but there's a certain breed of people that they see a fighting game, and if people enjoy things from the fighting game that are not just the fighting, then they're gonna say pure nonsense. You're a noob. You're a scrub. I've been told that on Twitter. You remember that guy, right? You remember the guy that I told him, hey, I don't like the single player content in this game, and he was like, yeah, well, maybe your skill level isn't that high. The game wasn't designed for you to do this. And I'm like, okay, but I reached Savior in online mode, so what do I do now? I'm in the 0.1% elite, super elite, you know, of the population of online. What are you gonna say now? No, I kid the dude. But the point still remains that you can like stuff that's not the fighting game in a fighting game. Know what I mean? Let me just get past this poison area. Thanks for the torch, noob. Elite. That's right. So with that in mind, oh, by the way, we still have to talk about Tekken 6 and the character endings. Because you used to have character endings and characters talk to each other in story mode in Tekken 5 and also Tekken 4. You had those prologues, the character endings, the outros and whatnot, and you got to know more of the character as you played through story mode, and that was interesting because the characters are very interesting indeed. They have really good designs, in my opinion. I mean, they have my favorite designs out of all fighting games. That's why I play Tekken, and not say, I don't know, Guilty Gear or Blaze Blue. Even though I do like, well, even it's funny that I say that because my favorite female character in fighting games is in Blaze Blue. But I mean, just overall, Tekken really cool. Is there a guy? Yeah, I know about that. Yeah, well, let's forget about Katarina and Anna, okay? But I'm talking about characters like Steve, like not killing myself here. Characters like Steve, Jin, you know, Heihachi, I mean Kazumitsu, Yoshimitsu, Leo. You see, all of those are sick characters. Shaheen too. Okay, and then you get to Tekken 6 where they took Tekken Force. They took Tekken Force and they made it better. They upgraded it. You can unlock items now that you can use in-game customization. Sure, Asuka. Well, Asuka was cool back in Tekken 5 and Tekken 6 too, and then it went downhill. Well, starting from Tekken 6 actually. Yeah, they took Tekken Force and gave it steroids in Scenario Campaign. I think that many people didn't like Scenario Campaign, but I spent like that was a Tekken that I spent the most just playing through that mode, like the single player mode. Single player mode, because it was like a real adventure you were going through. They had cutscenes, they had. In Tekken 5, she just got Jin's face in her how is she any better? Well, okay, so I'll get to. I'll resume what I was talking about, but Asuka, okay, so the difference between Asuka now and Asuka then is that Asuka now is just gonna stare at Lily, spinning it in her face, saying stupid things in front of her, and do absolutely nothing. Asuka then punched the shit out of Jin, and he punched him through a fucking rock. He punched him through a rock. So that's how different she was back then. Now she just stares like an idiot. But let's not call characters any more names, except for Anna. She's a thought. Okay, moving on. Also cleansed is Devil Jean. Momentarily at least. Moving on. I was saying that. Wait. Wait. What was I saying? Right. So scenario campaign. So here's the interesting thing. Check this piece of information out. So the Tekken 6 was out on arcades on November 26th in 2007. The console version arrived in November 24th, 2009. So that's like 2 years. Actually, it's barely it's like 1 year and 3 quarters maybe. And they made this giant scenario campaign, and they had also tons of customization options for the characters. Yeah. So they had all those options, and then you get to Tekken 7. Okay, so there's Tekken Tag 2 as well. Tekken Tag 2 had Fight Lab, and nothing much besides that. But customization kind of took a step backwards and forwards at the same time, with decals. But there was also an abundance and fascination with shirts. Yeah, Tekken 6 wasn't critically approved like Tekken 7 was. It's like people are now just waking up to what Tekken is because, well, there's word of mouth, and because, well, it's been more promoted now as well, and it's a solo game. They made it more accessible and whatnot. So let's get to Tekken 7 now. Okay, I guess they took the message that people didn't like scenario campaign, but I loved the mode. It was so fun. But yet, still people still liked Tekken Force, right? But they completely ditched Tekken Force now. No Tekken Devil Within, no Tekken Force, no Tekken Ball, no nothing. No nothing in Tekken 7. Tekken 7, they took a more cinematic approach to the story, and that's cool. They took a more cinematic approach, and now characters talk more to each other. Lee talks a lot. Lee is like one of my favorite characters in story mode because he talks so much and he shows himself. I guess that's what I mean to say. But even with story mode, which was about, I'd say, 4 hours, we get a lot of, okay, what happens, right? This guy fights that guy. This guy goes and saves that guy. And then people shoot things. And things explode. And the devil. And Heihachi versus Kazuya. Okay, okay, sick. We know what happened. But we don't know why. We have no idea why. So here's some examples. They threw in at some point in the story, spoilers obviously, like you care if you're listening to this point. Yeah, so there's Jin sleeping through the entire story mode. Hey, Jin is kinda... Jin is he's tired from fighting Azazel. Fuck. Jeez. Thank you, Airplane. Thank you, Airplane. Jin is tired from fighting Azazel. So, he's gonna sleep through the entire story mode. No input or on anything whatsoever. Let's set up a sequel to that, even though... Actually, let's set up a sequel and a cliffhanger, even though it's supposed to be the end of the Mishima saga. So there's that to begin with. Then, there's that little plot twist they just decided to throw in, just to say that they have a plot twist in the story. So Kazumi comes in, and out of nowhere, I have so many questions regarding Kazumi. So out of nowhere, it's like, oh yeah, well, you see this marriage thing, it was kind of a trap. It's a plot twist, it's a trap for unpoisoned. It was indeed a trap. And Forlorn is here. No problem. But yeah, the whole marriage thing was a trap. Wait, let me just focus a bit here on this. Because Kazumi, yeah, trapped with why? Kazumi is part of the Hachijo family, and they're somehow related to the devil, and the Hachido clan. The Hachido clan wants to get rid of evil people like Heihachi or something. So she's secretly a devil. So if the Hachido clan wants to do that to if the Hachido clan wants to get rid of evil people and whatnot, then why not just kill Heihachi as soon as he was born? Since they have like the knowledge of what happens in the future, apparently, since they knew Heihachi was bad or something and wanted to dominate the world. Wait, let me just read that. I remember someone claiming that it was the end of the Mishima saga and that it's the beginning of the Kazuma saga. Good point. Did you really want that marry Heihachi that badly? I guess that's a good point, you know? Kazumi, maybe she wanted to get the smashing going on. The smash. So why not just kill Heihachi as soon as he was born? Maybe because he was protected by Jinpachi, and Jinpachi is a giant badass, maybe? I don't know. The game never tells us that. So maybe they took the advantage of Jinpachi being trapped to finally be able to kill Heihachi. But still, if they wanted Heihachi to die, then why did they train him in a way that he could kill people with his own hands? See what I mean? Like, let's make this guy strong and capable of defeating like a demon. And then have the person from your clan, Kazumi, killed by said person that you train to basically assassinate her. But no, they thought that Kazumi was strong enough to kill him. Not the devil and everything like that. But still, I don't get why prolong the thing. Also, if your objective is to assassinate somebody, why do you tell somebody, hey, I am going to murder you now. Now I shall transform into my evil form, and I will kill you. I will assassinate you. And what's Heihachi supposed to say? It's like, oh, sick. Oh, that looks pretty cool. What? He's just gonna stand still, let himself be killed? He's gotta fight back. One could argue that maybe they wanted him to marry Kazumi. So, what, the Saiyan Knight here? He wanted to. One could argue that the marriage was done so that he would be more emotionally vulnerable when Kazumi attacked him, so he would in turn be weaker and easier to kill. And I like those gauntlets a lot. Wait, let me read. Why did Kuma wait until he got really strong before fighting when this guy's evil? Let's train him. Yeah, let's train him and give him an electric. Watch out! I'm gonna do down back 4. Please duck and punish me. Pretty much, the story behind Tekken 7. If Goki. Oh, so good thing you mentioned about Goki, right? Or a Coomer, if you want to call him that. What's that? Where's that guy running to? Where's that guy running to? Okay. Goki. So, took them 3 years. They've been making this game for 3 years, right? Then they get to reveal Goki, and Kazuya's like, what do you know her? How do you know her? How do you know my mom? And Akuma is like, you don't need to know that. All you need to know is that I owe her a favor. Sick. You had 3 years to make a good plot point, and why would you do that? You noobs. You don't need to know that. You're telling the audience. You're telling me that, hey, we're working really hard on this story mode. You advertised you advertised this game as having a story and whatnot, and having the roster focus on the story. You want the characters related to the story, right? And then you tell me that Akuma's reason of existence in Tekken 7 is you don't need to know. I need to know. I want to know a lot. I need no. It is absolutely necessary for me to know why he's there, except for the fact that he's there because he wanted to announce Tekken Cross Street Fighter at EVO, I mean at E3, but Tekken 7 got leaked, so you had to go back, get a trailer for what was supposed to be Goki's reveal and Kazumi, change it so it's Tekken 7 now, and announce Tekken 7. Now the real lore behind Akuma is Kazumi had to save him from something, right? She had to save him. She saved him from something, and she saved him from Geese Howard. So that's why Geese is in the DLC in the second one. See, it all makes sense now. She saved him from Geese. Right. So that's it for story. It has a lot of strange decisions. And then you get to Treasure Battle, and Treasure Battle is fun when you play fucking fuck's sake. Fucking people trying to talk to me while I'm doing a sort of a podcast thing. What was I saying? Treasure Battle is fun for 5 minutes. You play turbo mode. You play what's it called? I don't even know. Like you play turbo mode. You play the boss battles. Like you play through story mode. You unlock the special boss battles. Heihachi, Devil Kazumi, Kazuya. I mean Devil Kazuya, and Akuma, and then you play through those battles. Fucking archers. And then what? You get all the items if you play 2,000 matches, and okay, that's it. So then you go into customization mode. Oh, sick. Then you go into customization mode, and all right. So the items that exist for customization are already small. This is gonna be fun. So the items, they're not small. They are not very plentiful. Decals are gone. We get 50 shirts, like 2 or 3 unique, like two items that are unique to each character, and some stupid head items, like some books you can put on your head, and some keys that they took some colors out of the key, like the energy that emanates from the characters. They took the colors for a black, white, and like orange. Now we get the basic colors: green, yellow, and red, and blue. Yeah, those shirts can be recreated in Tech too. And then I have another question. The costumes from story mode, right? So Nina has her biker black leather outfit in story mode. That outfit is in Blood Vengeance. It's in the mobile game, but it's nowhere to be found in the customization mode. That you cannot unlock that costume. Just what? Just what? Dark Souls Jin, that's another costume. Devil Kazumi, even if she's not playable, why not make her at least a costume? Super Devil Kazuya. Hey, Flamberge, I like that weapon. The Fallen Knight set Jin, the Dark Souls Jin. Tattered Cloth Heihachi. Uh, I don't know. I think those are all the store exclusive uh, costumes. Pay to unlock costumes from story mode. Hey, that's a sick idea in it. I kind of see them doing that. So there's that. So yeah, there's Tekken Jukebox for PlayStation 4, and I'm glad that that exists because I can't stand listening to G Corp a helipad at night, and it sounds worse. I don't know what I hate the most: airplanes interrupting when I speak, or the helipad stage, something like that. It's a pretty much a bare bones Tekken tunes, but it's the best that they had, given the options that they were given. But let me see. Um, yes, whoa, whoa, whoa. Right, so we're not done yet. We're not done yet. We have more. We have more to talk about. Um, so story mode is like, I don't see replay value there. Maybe if you want to see the cutscenes again, but the gameplay isn't. I don't think that interesting. They did cool things like playing the intro from Tekken 5. Lars with a gun. Lars with a gun was cool, and the final battle, and then the special episode where you play as Devil Kazuya versus Goki. That was probably my favorite part in story mode, just because I got to control Kazuya's real devil form. Um, um, yes, Street Fighter 2 Goki. But we're not done yet because now there's listen listen yeah listen yeah um replay mode, replays, right? um Looking at matches that you fought online. So you get to online, and there's like all these modes. um and right, you get to rank battles, rank battle, who cares. um Rematches, that's a very good addition. Revenge match, just like the Korean arcades, just like the arcades actually. Um, then you have player match, and there's still no rematch option in player match, but that's alright, I guess. Um, then in Tekken Tag 2 release, you can you can watch random people's replays. You can download your friends' replays as well, and watch theirs. And here, I guess they thought, hey, they can record things with the PS4, so no need to have replays. Well, there's actually a good use for replays, even if you can capture things. Well, obviously, if you want to save a match and if you don't want to keep recording things every 15 minutes or 30 minutes or hour, I'd say you can get specific matches and then record only those matches. And then the YouTube strat is like when you're doing cool YouTube montages for ranking up. Like um, if I had uh, replays, I would make like a cool montage of my Claudia reaching Savior with like all the cool music. And the way you do that is by muting the music in the game, and then recording the matches without music, and then adding your own music. Because I want the sound effect, but I don't want the in-game music because it doesn't make sense and it doesn't go with the thing of the video, right? So there's that. So no replays. And now And now we get to where we are at now. I bought the season pass because I bought it on the discount for the deluxe version. So I didn't really get to pay anything stupid. It's not like there's also the fact that if you want to take it, you can take a screenshot. Yeah. And also you can't make clips of crazy stuff that happened while you didn't record. Yeah. And not only that, but sometimes when I push record, when I push save video clip, even though I have played for hours and it should save my previous 30 minutes, because I set it to record 30 minutes, no, it saves like 17 seconds. Sometimes it just glitches out. There's also a weird glitch that if you get invited by somebody to a player match, your macros, they stop working for some reason. If you want to take a screenshot, the previous 30 minutes are gone. So that's how it works. Because I took a screenshot when I got the savior with Claudio, and then I couldn't record anything. So tournament mode, again, yeah, okay, tournament mode, host leaves, tournament dies. Big deal. Oh, we forgot to talk about character episodes, right? Character episodes. So this is one of the things that, like, okay, I'm not gonna call them lazy because they did the character episodes, right? And they wanted to delay the game so they could put as much as they could for content, right? 3 years making this game, Tekken 6 had double what this game had, and it was made in 2 years, or like one, yeah, I'd say 2 years, right? Yeah, 2 years, and they got snare campaign and fucking and costumes and whatnot. Early 2017 comes by, and we get this. We get these character episodes, and like, okay, it's the Fated Retribution. This game is titled Tekken 7 Fated Retribution. Bloodline Rebellion was in regards to so Dark Resurrection was about Jinpachi, because it was the resurrection of an evil spirit possessing him. Bloodline Rebellion was in regards to Lars, because he was rebelling about against his own Mishima bloodline, right? And now Fated Retribution is about Kazuya and Heihachi. But Fated Retribution could also have been applied to other characters. They made some trailers for the characters where you get the idea that, you know, stuff was gonna go down. But see, there have been some rivalries in the story of Tekken. Yoshimitsu versus Brian, Asuka versus Fang. Yeah, the retribution of Lucky Chloe. You know, that part with Lucky Chloe was more like the retribution of everybody who played Tekken Tag 2 versus Forsaken online and every other Capo player. That was so deserved. Actually, you know what? That's genuinely the best character episode, and the one that's really funny. Like, that one is legitimately funny. Then you get character episodes that the characters try to be funny. They're skits. They look like they were made by internet people. It's internet humor. They're skits made by YouTubers. That's the type of humor that they have there. And if I could show you now, they had, like, in the Tekken mobile game, they took that a step further, and they put in a meme in the loading screen. I have it right here. Let me see. It's like taking too much damage during fights. Get good. I, as a game developer, yeah, it's okay. It's a mobile game, so whatever. But as a game developer, I would never tell the person that I'm playing that I want to learn the game, not that I'm playing, that's playing my game, get good. I would say, yeah, you should improve. Should give in incentives to improve and whatnot. Yeah, Lily and Asuka were like fanfics in action. Like, what kind of who wrote those character episodes? Like, Lucky Chloe's was good. Steve's was good because it was interesting. Steve's story never disappoints. He's from Tekken 4. He always has like a darker story. He never disappoints. Steve is always really cool, and I'm glad he didn't get any stupid shit. I mean, even the episode where Law that was Law's episode, so that's why it wasn't serious with Steve. But Law got together with like Steve and Paul, and he stole all their money by giving them laxatives in the pizza he made. So that was cool. Steve's story, I mean, yeah, it was disappointing in the sense that okay, he finally recognized that Nina was his mom, and that Nina doesn't care. But I mean, that doesn't really. I think she does care a bit, maybe, but she just doesn't show it. Shaheen's was the most disappointing, yeah, because he looks like Shaheen looks like he had some Metal Gear Solid vibes into his story, right? Because he was like, oh, protecting the president or whatever, or protecting this personality. And now he's gonna go maybe on a mission to find Kazuya and do some infiltration. Maybe he could work with, like, I don't know, Claudio and Heihachi. Underused characters. Claudio. Oh, the Sound of Water. Let's get into this cave then. So Claudio arrives. He's like, dude, check out. I'm Claudio. I'm sick. I'm the best exorcist. Well, Heihachi says that. And then, well, Heihachi says that, and then he disappears for I don't know how long. Yeah, hi, help us. Where's the dude here who's reviving these guys? Yeah, hi, help us and whatnot. Oh, there he is. Fucking spooky skeletons, dude. Hella spooky. I have no poise. Alright. As I was saying, yeah, Claudio comes in. What did he even do? Well, apparently, he did all he could, in his own words. He comes up. Heihachi says, you're gonna join me. He says, no. Heihachi beats the hell out of him. And then Claudio is somehow persuaded that he's actually going to fight the devil because he's strong enough. All he did was show his pedo side with Xiaoyu. That's a funny character episode too. No matter what option, Xiaoyu is always gonna get invited to Brazzers without her consent. That's a funny episode too. Not for the best reasons, but see, I think that's where genuine humor comes from. It's like it's unintentional but kind of intentional at the same time. It's not like you make it's not like the tentacle joke with Yoshimitsu and Leo. So the internet now is abusing the memes of traps are gay or not gay, that sort of thing. I'm gonna talk while in a boss fight in Dark Souls. This is gonna be my best achievement. Then again, they're the Skelly Lords, so who cares? What was I saying? Right, so Leo, they don't even know what Leo is anymore. So Yoshimitsu has tentacles and whatnot. Hey, how about we make a tentacle joke? You weren't supposed to do that. That stuff that you see on the internet. Like, the humor doesn't belong in Tekken. Tekken has been going on for a long time. Wait a minute. And they had some funny endings. Leo was thrown in to meme the trends. Indeed, she was. Hang on, let me just adjust myself. Let me just take care of that one skelly. Those two skellies. Yeah, with a simple mistranslation. Oh, that was not a burp, that was a hiccup. Right, because you said that in Arabic they use she, right? So character episodes could have been a lot better than what they are. And by that I mean they could have been good. They're just laughable. Yeah, traps are all the rage these days. It's the writing is bad, okay? The writing is bad. Yeah, exactly. Laughable for the wrong reasons. Because somebody got into their thick skulls that they could be cool and hip and internet meme. But it's the internet's job to make those jokes, not you. If you make those jokes, then if the jokes are already made, then we're just gonna call your game crap. If you want to look at a good example of humor, and I know that humor is subjective and whatnot, but like it's something that it's effective no matter how stupid you are, or like there's certain types of humor that, whatever. Yakuza, I think we can all agree that Yakuza is an extremely skillful game at changing the tonality of itself. Going from serious to comical, while still remaining true to itself. Tekken is not true to itself anymore when it comes to the humor and the characters talking. Yeah. I mean, I can take every character ending and talk trash about it. So now we get to this part, right? The boss battle is over. So we get to where we are now. And we are at the first DLC pack for Tekken 7. And the first DLC pack, which is supposed to contain a lot of stuff they wanted to put in the game, right? It's reused content from the arcades. And with the reused content of the arcades, so the bikinis, the Idol Master costumes, the Blood Vengeance costumes, and by the way, speaking of Blood Vengeance, again, Nina's leather outfit and Devil Kazuya, Devil Jin from Blood Vengeance that were in Tekken Tag 2 Prologue. Yeah, there are way less offline modes like Team Battle. Team Battle was fun, but you know, I never played much of. I mean, Team Battle is fun for offline versus and whatnot. There were, you know what? Online versus with Team Battle would have been sick. I'm gonna tell you that. It would have been sick. But people don't really. I mean, I'd never played much of Tekken Tag 2 Survival or whatever. No, shut up, Chloe. Hey, let's give this character a gigantic rack for no reason. That's what they thought of when they made Chloe and Katarina. Yeah, Team Battle could have been a blast offline, online. Sorry, and online, offline and online. Okay, I'm getting mixed signals in my brain from speaking to Chloe. The reward plays like you and me who play a bajillion characters. You had to load a new fight every round. Oh well, that's also a good point. But so now we are Yeah, Tech 2 had faster loading times, whatever. Now we have, let's see, we have the DLC pack. It comes with all that stuff from the arcades, stuff that should already be in the game, by the way, right? Stuff that should already be in the game. And you didn't know, probably don't know this, but I saw Wonky retweet, not retreat, retweet. By the way, wait, before I move on to that, why does Leo not have a bikini? Why not? Um, yes, that stuff should have been in the base game. But not only that, but realize this little detail. They're going to add new customization items for the arcades of Tekken 7. They updated with the characters with Elisa, Bears, Lee, and Eddie, and they're going to add a new item called. Well, it's I don't know what it's called, but it's energy in your arms. It's like ki, like those ki auras, but these are ones emitting from your arms. They're going to add that, and I think they're also going to add a Tekken Tag 2 stage. Um, so my question is, when do we get all that? If we get it at all. And on top of that, we get like Tekken Bowl. Why, like, if you really want people to learn Tekken, the competitive fighting game, and if you want them to make interested in using all the moves and whatnot, why not make a game mode that intertwines the fighting in Tekken with like some RPG or I don't know, yeah, like a fix and neck. I don't know, like I can't talk about the net code thing. Might be a problem with Unreal Engine or just how PSN is made, or the PS4. I don't know what goes on that thing. I don't know what their abilities or capabilities are. Oh, but I do know. Wait, no, actually no. Guilty Gear was made with Unreal Engine 3, I think, and that netcode is excellent. Guilty Gear Revelator and Blaze Blue Central Fiction, which I don't think was made with um, Unreal Engine 3. But anyway, it's a different engine. I can't really talk about their abilities because I don't really know what they can do with that. Isn't the same one used for the PC version? Yes. Yes, it is. But, see, PCs can be built in different ways with different components. The PS4 is all the same. It's all the same version. Well, except there's a PS Pro and whatnot. What I mean is that you don't get to build a customized PS4 that can run all the sick MLG graphics. Matter of Steam and PSN. Well, see, the reason why I don't want to comment on that is because I don't have concrete evidence of that. I don't have proof. Well, not proof, but yeah, evidence. I don't know which word to use. But I don't have evidence of that. So that's why I don't know. So I don't want to say, oh man, you guys are trash, fixing that code, son of a bitch. No, I don't want to say that. I don't know. They might be trying 100 things. But I mean, Tekken Bowl. Who's gonna play Tekken Bowl for more than 5 minutes? Actually, who's gonna play? I don't think I'm even going to play Tekken Bowl. Yellow Motion's gonna make a video about Tekken Bowl. But even Yellow Motion, even Yellow Motion is angry at Tekken 7 at this point. It's like, what the fuck is this shit? Is this a joke? Is this a joke? Why are you giving us Tekken Bowl? That's a joke of a mode. He's like, damn, he's pissed. And he was the one saying like, oh, this is gonna be the best Tekken ever. And that was our prospect in the beginning. Yeah, we were all like that, sadly, because the game looked very promising, right? So that's the first DLC pack, and I'm not sure what they're going to do with the second one. For the second one, we already know we have geese, but are they going to add anything like substantial? And then the mobile game just rubbed it in quite a bit. Oh yeah, the mobile game has a lot of content that mobile game has a lot of content that the console game doesn't have, and characters that people wanted the console game to have, but instead they put on the mobile game. Like people wanted to see Bruce, I guess. I don't know if it has um, Lei or Julia or Anna yet. Screw Anna, but I don't know if it has Lei. But it has like Marduk, and it has Bruce. And tell you what, I would rather have Juice, Juice. Oh, Juice. That's a combination of Josie and Bruce. I would have her. I would have her. I would rather. I would prefer to have Bruce than Josie. That's what I meant to say. Please. So, um, so regarding Tekken 7, it's I mean it has received tons of attention from the media. It's a good game. It is really a good game. It's a good competitive game. Um, you'd rather have neither. Well, I would rather have I would rather have neither and have Lei instead, because Jackie Chan. I mean, a fighting Jackie Chan has been in every Tekken game since Tekken 2, right? And then you're telling me that you're not gonna put Jackie Chan in Tekken 7. Dude, Jackie Chan, I mean Lei, should have been the narrator instead of that monotone. Actually, when I speak in a monotone voice, I sound more interesting than the narrator in Tekken 7. I'd rather have neither, just to make Tekken 7 have Leo and Dragunov only. That sounds strangely familiar. Yeah, never mind their favoritism over some characters for abnormal reasons. Um, but yeah, that's the point where we are now. What? I mean, yeah, I got the season pass, but for people who are buying the DLC through packs, I would say, yeah, don't buy the first one. Buy the second one because the second one has geese. Um, in December, but the first one, it's whack. It's so whack. Why don't you? I think I saw at some point screenshots of Tekken 6 items in Tekken 7, and they weren't PC mods. They were way before the game was released. They gave those Tekken 6 items. They had those screenshots, and I thought, oh shit, damn, I really like this. Finally, I'm gonna play Prince of Darkness Devil Jin once again. I'm gonna give him the long hair. Speaking of which, there's the hair options in Tekken 6 are absolute whack. They cut the options even more. I don't understand why in their right mind they would do that ever. I really don't understand. Maybe they didn't have enough time to. I mean, they didn't have 3 years to test that thing, and they already did it in Tekken Tag 2 and Tekken 6. In Tekken 6, they did it in 2 years, plus a giant scenario campaign, and online modes and replays. Right? Right? Tekken Tag 2 had a lot of hair too, a lot of different type of hair. and World Arena, which they took out because it was a cool mode. Yeah. I guess you can still join tournaments and lobbies. So, I mean, I don't have too much of an issue with that, but World Arena was also a pretty interesting and funny place. It was funny because you could get to see all types of noobs talking about how cheap a character was without even knowing what the hell they were talking about. That was one of the funny things. Um, yeah. Let's see. I don't think I have anything else to talk about for the moment. Yeah, it was also less laggy, but I mean, I don't think that was an intended feature. I just need Tekken. I it's like I keep saying that I don't really like Tekken 7, but I kind of like playing Tekken because it's Tekken, and sometimes I don't like playing Tekken, and I don't want. Lately, I haven't been wanting to play Tekken, but I also want it. I want to play it. It's, I mean, when I start playing the game, then I'm like, ah, all right, cool, because I can meme around and I can come here, and people can talk trash in the chat, and it's funny. Oh yeah, Combat too, and Mokujin. But I think Tekken needs something to restore its humanity, so it can become all pretty again. Know what I mean? Um, all right. Hey, look. I don't have anything more to say about Tekken 7 at the moment. So maybe I'll put this on YouTube. I hope Tekken 7 doesn't go hollow. It seems to be going in that direction with all the memes they're trying to put in. Like the least Tekken needs right now is memes. It's a parody of itself at this moment. Could it get any more hollow? Good question. It could lose its hair. Wait. Yeah, it has already lost its hair. Wow, it all ties in together. The lore implications are humongous. Humongous. Not the memes. The memes are affecting me. Humongous. Alright. Look, I'm going to restart the stream. Play until I reach the old Iron King. Then I'm gonna play Tekken 7. So, Scotty, if you don't like Dark Souls, and if you're asleep, you can go to sleep. Or if you want to come back later, and I'll be streaming Tekken 7. But until then, I'm gonna play Dark Souls 2 and get to one of the big bosses. Big boss. Alright. And I'm going to restart the stream. See you in like 1 minute.